Hey everybody, ModelMan here. Jupiter 2 flight log unknown. The chronometer suggests that the ship has been adrift for just over a year now. However, it appears that we battened everything down well enough, and all systems seem to be safe and nominal, the one exception being the outer step of the airlock. All other systems were battened down, and the ship's batteries have been on reserve. As we wake from hibernation, we expect we'll fall into the routine rather quickly. Video logs to follow. So let's take a basic look at what we got. One of the main stalls on the entire project has been designing the back room. Every time I'd make a change to see if it was fitting in the interior of the hull properly, that threw off other proportions and it just got worse and worse. My most recent solution was to cast the area from the inside and work backwards from there. First draft, second draft, third draft will be getting close. Supplies needed for that: Ava's epoxy, a roller pin, and some plastic wrap. Over here, the original instructions plus all of my current notes detailing every station of the ship that still needs work, what goes there, and so on and so forth. A few diagrams, a few photo references, and so on. Over here, the biggest piece of work, and it's nearly done. With a few stray fibers, this entire deck is probably 90% finished with the bottom. The top still has all the various stations to do. 3 boxes here. Let's take a look at what we got. And so first up is to take a look at where everything's at, including having a brief dig through all the boxes there, transferring this guy over to the electronics bench to see if we got a pulse, pull out the notes, figure out where all these fibers go, and start working on the back room and the under deck as well, because it's just about time. And from there, it's time for the diorama. Over here, it's all upper deck stuff: the elevators, the freezer tube assembly, the astrogator, the radar dish, which could go on the exterior side, I guess, the doors, the flight chairs, and all the elevator rigs and stairs and staircase handles. Nice, compact, and organized there. Over in this bin, all flats: airlock door, test walls, and various pieces that have come along the way, and various other test pieces for the outer airlock floor, and some other small spots. And over in this bin, all of the exterior lower hull landing leg gear assembly. All the doors, the walls, the hollow aluminum legs, the tests for those, and the stairways. And over here is the miscellaneous box. Freezer tube family from the crow's nest. Some various tests with the computer walls and some brass. Extraneous pieces, some floor supports, and a circle cutter for the center floor. It's fairly well organized overall. Let's get these notes over to the lower hull and see what's going on. Well, with 6 pages of notes, let's see what I got going here. This is the immediate task on the upper deck, is to thread the fibers for all of these guys here and that side as well, install the danger ball and the alarm lights. Those I have ready, and I think they're going to be awesome. All that should be relatively easy enough. It's straight up. Next, this goes down later. So the front door airlock, this goes on a little bit later because it's a freestanding piece and I don't want to knock it around at all. I think there's another freestanding piece as well. And this one does get glued to a wall, but still in a delicate position until I'm ready to deal with the overall airlock at a time. And I think I may have to do some modifications to that as well. Over here, the communication station, we'll have to check this out. Everything in circles should be done. However, I'm pretty sure looking at all of these notes, most of these must be done. However, I could be wrong on that. I may not have updated these notes. Silver paint edging, if I can. Over here on the elevator, that's just a close-up of the small panel. I shouldn't have crossed off the back wall because I still have to install the cool white LED tape into the lower hull for lighting up this back wall. And then the infamous back room. So, relatively speaking, pretty much there. Over here on these notes, I've broken everything down into individual tasks, and I've given them a guess at how long it will take. Whether that guess will be correct, I'm guessing probably not, but it will be somewhere in there. So 4 major tasks on the upper deck plus loose ends. The outer hull, 5 major tasks. The diorama, a little bit on the lower deck as well. And that's about it. Construction notes on the aluminum landing gear. Notes on where all the fire extinguishers go. I still have to add a couple, or 1 or 2. And then the space pod escape door. And then the space pod airlock, which has to be fabricated pretty much from scratch. And we'll get this powered up